When we work to accomplish a task that will not come automatically, we enter an arena, an intermingled physical and inner space that is proper to that special task, welcoming confusion and persisting in its midst with resilient concentration. By so entering, we can engage with facts, the sometimes surprising facts about what and where things are and how things move. And we can thereby accurately envision our relationship to the space and to the elements of the task through generous listening and avid exploration. In open-ended play, we can entrain our model of the facts and the actual realities which we aim to know. To focus in such a manner, through a wholehearted, devoted process of inquiry and creation, is to Ennoummon.
I needed to ennoummen intuitively in order to make these basketball shots. The process of making these shots prompted me through a series of reflections that eventually led me to create the word Ennoummon. When I went to the court, I found myself absorbed in choreographing in ever more intricate detail the movements of my body and envisioning the flight of the ball toward the double rim and the chain net. And then I would compare the results of each attempt with the model that had formed in imagination. And this process became so absorbing and so distinct that I began to notice it alongside the shot-making process. And as that process unfolded, the stages of ennoummoning became clearer and clearer. Now, some of you might not care about basketball shots at all, but that is fine, because we can ennoummen in any activity that holds our fascination. And so what is it that we do when we ennoummen? Well, first we endeavor to accomplish a task that holds our fascination and that will not come automatically, it will not come easily. We will need to apply our skills to the best of our abilities and perhaps even grow new skills in order to accomplish the desired task. Well, then we enter into an arena that is proper to that chosen task. That arena is both physical and imaginative. And then we engage with everything we find there in that physical and in that imagined space. Once we do this, we begin to envision more accurately what it is that we need to do in order to move toward a desired result. And when we can finally merge the model that we evolve in imagination and reality, then we have entrained the model and reality in a way that helps us to ennoummen. And so the first part of the word comes from all of those parent words and the perceptual processes they name. We endeavor, we enter, we engage, we envision, and we entrain. Now the last syllable of the word MON comes to us from the latter part of the word summon. Because when we ennoummen, we need to summon so much information into ourselves so that we can continue to learn all of the details of the space and of the activity that help us to understand how we can accomplish our desired result. At the same time that we do that summoning, the environment around us summons us out of our model and into refreshed contact with perceptions that teach us to orient ourselves again and again to the given task. Now, the central syllable comes from the word noumenon, given to us by the philosopher Immanuel Kant. And Kant here draws a distinction between a reality of a thing, a truth of a thing, and what we perceive about it. Kant tells us that our perceptions can never fully exhaust all that is there in the noumenon. And I like this invitation to keep refreshing our symbols and refreshing our impressions so that we can appreciate all of the richness and mystery that is inherent in each person, each object, each pattern, each event. And I don't mean to settle this debate, but only to encourage us to have it about the relationship between phenomena and noumena. But the word noumenon does invite us to enter into a creative process with the helpful belief, the pragmatic belief, that with generosity of spirit, with a deep receptivity, that we can come into an intimate contact with reality and at the very least interact with the noumenal in such a way that makes a real and meaningful impact in the world. Anyone who's shooting a basket hopes to shoot toward the real basket and not just an imagined one. Anyone who hopes to make a significant contribution to medical research hopes that that medical contribution will make a real difference in people's lives. And the word Ennoummon can actually help us to create other new words. In order to create a new word, we need to let our imagination go beyond the existing symbolic realm into fresh contact with perceptual patterns in mind, patterns that might be new to our own unique inner library of consciousness, from which we can then bring new forms to share with others around us. And to all the creators, I look forward to learning the words that you bring into the Living Lexicon.